I got this text message as well. It's pretty awesome, right? This includes all of the information that the customer needs. We fill this out in pretty much under a minute. In junk removal, the company with the fastest response wins. Not the cheapest one and not the one with the newest trucks, but the fastest. Here's what's happening right now in your market. Someone calls Friday morning and they've got an entire garage full of stuff that they need to be gone by Saturday. Moving sale starts Sunday, and so they give you the rundown. They got old furniture, appliances, boxes of who knows what, and maybe half a truck's worth. You tell them that you'll get them a price within the hour, which sounds pretty reasonable, but then your day happens. You're hauling a couch out of a third floor walk-up. The next job is across town, and the dump run takes longer than expected. You finally sit down to write the quote around 3 p.m., but they've already booked someone else at 11 a.m. You didn't lose on price, but you lost on speed. I'm Adiraj, and today I'm showing you how to build a quote automation system specifically for junk removal companies. So the first thing we need to get this started is a form, right? So we need a form to capture the job details. I'm using Tally for this build because it has a native integration with our backend and it's free to use. This works the same way for Google Forms, Typeform, whatever you're comfortable with. So let's go ahead and open up Tally. I already have the full form set up, so you don't have to do it from scratch. Just copy the fields exactly how I did it. Now think of this like you're building a dispatch sheet, not a legal contract. You need just enough information to generate an accurate ballpark quote without making it take 5 minutes to fill out. So we start off with the essentials here. We have the name field, which is single text input, an email where the quote's going to get sent, phone number for the follow-up text, and a service address so you know where the job is and it can factor in any location-specific considerations. Next, we have the junk removal specific fields. This is where it's different from other trades because we're not diagnosing and fixing a problem, but we're removing volume. And our form needs to reflect that. So we're going to add a field for the type of service and make it multi-select, right? And so we give them a bunch of clear options like furniture removal, appliance removal, estate cleanout, etc. Key thing here is you want to let them select multiple boxes because real jobs are rarely one category. Someone might have furniture, old appliances, and yard waste all in one pickup. After that, we want a large text area for item and description. Make the label super clear, and this is where you're going to dump all the context from the call. Something like queen bed frame and mattress, dresser and mirror, broken TV, and 20 boxes of books and clothes, and maybe 10 bags of random household stuff. So the more detail here, the better our AI is able to estimate a solid price. Next, we have the estimated volume. This is critical because volume drives everything in junk removal pricing. You want to have several options that match how you actually think about capacity. Over here, like a small load that fits in a car, fourth, half, full truckload, multiple trucks. You also want to add a property type field to see what kind of property it is, like residential, commercial, or storage unit. And this matters for access, parking constraints, and sometimes even pricing. Then you can add access notes of how you can actually access their property. And then finally, we have an optional photo upload area. So if they have pictures, great. If not, no problem. So that's it. It's 8 fields. It takes about a minute to complete. And once it's built, you want to publish the form and grab the form ID from the URL. If you're using it internally, bookmark it on your phone so you can quickly access it between jobs. If it's customer facing, you can actually embed this on your website's quote request page. Now let's go ahead and do our backend. So open up n8n, and instead of building this node by node, just go ahead to my school community, go to junk removal quote generator and just copy this file and paste it in here. And now let's do a quick high level overview of what's going on over here. First off, you have a trigger node that watches for form submissions. You have the prompt node that cleans up the data and builds instructions for the AI. You have the call AI node that sends everything to OpenAI. Then we have the quote details, which validates the response. The combine will merge all of our relevant data together. The build email, which will create the HTML. You have the send email and then send SMS, which will send the email and the text message respectively. Now I'm walking you through each piece in detail so you can understand what's happening, and this should allow you to customize it super intensely for your business. All right, so first off, we have the trigger node, right? This is where the automation starts, and you want to link this form name to the form that you just created in Tally. Every time someone submits your Tally form, Tally fires a webhook that contains all the form data and sends it straight to n8n. If you click into the trigger node, you want to connect your Tally account with your API key, and you're going to get this from your Tally settings page. Then you want to select your form over here from the dropdown. That's it. From this point forward, every form submission after you make your workflow active automatically starts the workflow. Raw data that comes in uses Tally internal field structure with IDs like question_ABC123 instead of readable names. And that's why we need the next node. This next node I named the prompts node, is essentially the brain of the whole system. It does 3 important things here. First, it's going to normalize all the incoming data. It's going to take those messy Tally field IDs, and then map them to clean variable names that you can actually read. The customer name becomes client underscore name. Phone number automatically gets formatted to E164 standard with the +1 country code. So then downstream our SMS works correctly. If someone selects multiple service types, it combines them super clean into one string. Next, it builds the system prompt, basically telling the AI what role it's playing and what structure to follow. My version I created tells the AI it's an experienced junk removal estimator that needs to return valid JSON with a project summary, scope of what's included, pricing with realistic low and high estimates, disposal labor costs, timeline, etc. Right? It also enforces rules like never returning identical low and high prices and keeping the price spread tight, usually between 8% and 30%, unless details are missing, and then maximum 40%. You can adjust this tone and all these details however you want. In fact, if you're eco-focused, you should mention that. If you specialize in estate cleanouts, you want to mention that. The AI is going to follow whatever voice and instructions you give it. Third, and this is the critical part, it's going to build the user prompt that includes all the job details plus your pricing heuristics. You can hyper customize this to match your actual market. If you're in a lower cost area, if you're in SF, New York, or LA, raise it up significantly. The AI is not going to guess, it just uses your rules. Next up, we have the Call AI node, and you can probably guess what this does. This node is going to send your structured prompts to OpenAI and get the quote back. Over here, I'm using GPT-4o mini and not the full GPT-4 model. Why? Because it's significantly cheaper, way faster, and we're talking 2 to 3 cents per quote, and it's accurate enough to do this specific task. You don't need the most powerful AI model on the planet. You need one that just works. It's fast, consistent, and returns clean, structured data reliably. Next off, we need to add our OpenAI API key, or you can use your n8n free OpenAI API credits, which I'm doing right here. You want to make sure that your JSON mode is enabled in the setting, and this forces the AI to return structured data instead of conversational text. When the workflow runs, the AI typically responds in 3 to 8 seconds with a complete structured quote containing everything we need, like the summary, scope, pricing breakdown, disclaimers, literally everything. Next up, we have the quote details node, and this node takes the AI response and runs it through validation and enforcement guardrails. It's going to extract the JSON from the response, handling edge cases like if the AI accidentally wraps it in markdown code fences, and then enforces the pricing rules. If both the low and high prices are somehow missing, it's going to set sensible defaults. If they're inverted for some reason, it's going to swap them. If they're identical, it forces a minimum 12% spread, and if the spread is way too wide, over 40%, it's going to cap it. So we've done very rigorous error handling in here. If the price comes in below your minimum service charge, it adjusts everything up to meet up that floor. Next up, we have the combine node, which is pretty simple. It's a simple merge step. It takes the validated quote data from the AI and combines it back with the original customer information, like the name, email, phone address. So everything's in one place for the email builder. And then we have the email builder node. And this node transforms all that structured data into a professional HTML email that the customers actually see. Email does have a clear hierarchy here. The pricing is displayed prominently at the top, so expectations are set immediately. Then there's a card with the customer info, like the name, service type, phone, and location. We have a project summary. We have a list of what's included in the scope. We also have optional tables for material and disposal costs if the AI ends up breaking those out. We then have a timeline showing the service duration, when you can start, as well as optional add-ons or upsells. We have assumptions the quote is based on, and exclusions so they know what's not included. Then we have next steps telling them how to move forward, and then finally at the bottom, contact information and legal disclaimer about volume-based final pricing. So automatically generates a plain text version for email clients that doesn't support HTML or for accessibility. You can customize everything here, right? The colors, fonts, add your logo, add your language to match your brand voice. This is your quote, so make it look like your business. Then we have the send email node. It comes from your real business inbox, so deliverability will be solid and customers can reply directly to it. Finally, our last step is we're going to send them a text message. And right after the email goes out, the system sends a text message via Twilio. I've made it something super short and direct, just telling them the overview of the pricing and that the full breakdown is in their inbox. Now, the text is what gets opened immediately. That's what texts do, right? The email is what gets reviewed carefully when they have time to read through the details. Together, this combination maximizes the chance that the customer actually sees your quote and responds. Now let's test out our system with a real example. Let's go over to our form and let's fill it out with some details like you actually would, right? So this is just the general information. I'm gonna use this service address over here, For type of service, let's use furniture removal and appliance removal. And for our descriptions to be removed, we're going to do this right here. Queen bed with frame, dresser, old refrigerator, microwave, about 15 bucks of books, right? So we're mixing two things together, appliance and furniture removal. Estimated volume, we're going to estimate that at half a truckload. Property is residential, and we can leave these two blank. Now let's hit submit. And our workflow is set to active, so it'll automatically execute that once it received the form submission. And we should be receiving an email and text message any moment now. Looks like the email came in. Okay, let's open this up. Awesome. So we got our estimated investment is $420 to $510. We get that note that estimate is based on volume and weight. Final price may vary. Reply to schedule pickup. We have a prominent CTA at the top, then customer name. So this is all the information I filled out on that form. Project summary, what's included, a solid cost breakdown because transparency is key, right, when dealing with customers. We have our labor, the labor costs, the timeline, optional add-ons, right? This is for upselling, our estimate assumptions, what's not included, and next steps, right? As well as our footer with all of our relevant information here. It's pretty awesome, right? This includes all of the information that the customer needs. We filled this out in pretty much under a minute, I think under 30 seconds. And there we go. They got the estimate right to their inbox, but it's even better. I just got a text message on my phone as well with this information. So I got this text message as well, and it just says, hey, this is Aliraj from LA Junk Removal. Great speaking with you. It told me the estimate and then told me that the full breakdown is in the inbox. So as you can see, the customer is bound to see your quote. They got the text message and it's in their email. You're covering a lot of service area with this, and that's the full system. So why does this all really matter, right? Most junk removal companies are losing 30 to 40% of their inbound leads purely because they're slow to respond. Not because of bad service or high pricing, just super slow follow-up. When someone needs junk removed, they're usually calling multiple companies. The first one to send real numbers usually gets the job. It's not rocket science, it's super simple. This system you saw me build delivers quotes in minutes, automatically around the clock. It works nights, weekends, holidays. The cost to operate is literal pennies per quote and saves you hours every week. It's completely adaptable to how you actually run your business. You can keep it internal for dispatch, or what I've seen is you can make it public on your website, and you can adjust the pricing for your market, change the tone and branding, and customize the email design. So that's the complete AI-powered quote automation system built specifically for junk removal businesses. If you want the workflow JSON, the form template, and help customizing everything for your specific market and pricing, it's all in my school community. The link is in the description. Download it, import it to n8n, and you can have this running within minutes. Let me know in the comments what business you want me to automate next, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.